Ahai Seraphim, today I'm going to show you guys the Sunspear Cache Run, which is the daily run through the Domain of Istan, visiting 40 Sunspear caches, which will give you unidentified loot, some Krauktide, some volatile magic, and a chance for the Sunspear or the Sun Scythe, which you can see here. The Sun Scythe used to be worth quite a lot, but nowadays it's only about 60 gold. It'll probably drop even more. It's still a nice skin, however, and it's a nice quick daily, so why not? It's best to have a Griffin, but you can also do this with a Springer alone. Let's start. Alright, you see that we have now landed here. This is from the Astrolarium all the way here. Naturally, you can also go from the Challen docks, but I've chosen to go from the Astrolarium because with a Griffin it will give you enough height to quickly reach here. This is where the actual run starts. There's the first one. There you go. You'll see we get Krauktide ore, Imperial fragments, unidentified gear, and a trader's key. Because of the trader's key you also get from this, you can open all the caches you ever find through all of the Path of Fire. Here's the third cache, and as you will notice, we'll also get the daily reward. There you go.
You can never have too much treasure.
Always nice to have some Tyria drift in the run. Here you see a sand pile. The sand piles are just nice to open along the way. Other than sand piles, I also like to gather all the mussels I find, and the caches. Sunspear and regular. Up next is the tricky part, because we're not going to just stealth past this, although that is an option. We are going to have to kill the water djinn there, which we're going to do with a shitload of CC. There you go.
Nice gear.
You don't need to gather them, but I mean, why not? It's nice to make people wait a bit while I'm making a video. Trade cache.
You can never have too much treasure.
If you've done the run before, you'll know that on top of the statue of Joker here is another cache. We're going to ignore that one for now. Muscles.
You can never have too much treasure.
If you have issues flying with your griffin, try to get on top of the crown here, and then you'll be able to easily make it to the cliff here.
You can never have too much treasure.
Although I tend to mount a skimmer here, you actually shouldn't, because this water doesn't count as water. It's mostly cosmetic. You don't actually get a speed buff on the skimmer.
Nice gear.
Lovely.
Nice gear.
Up next is a rather tricky part, mostly because of the Awakened. We are being attacked by a scarab. We're going to ignore that one. As you see, the event is going on in the graveyard, which means that the Intimidators are very painful. We're going to have to try and ignore them. That's nice timing. I would suggest do not use your engage skill here to dismount the griffin, as you will attack all the gazelles and whatnot, and it's just annoying. Like that. Now we finished the first part of the Sunspear Cache Run. We basically went from the astrolarium to the cliffs here, inside the cliffs, outside through an entrance, along the water, up next to the Sunspear Great Hall, and to Champion's Dawn. Now we're going to portal back to the astrolarium to gain altitude again, to quickly fly to the Sunspear Great Hall. Reaching the Sunspear Great Hall is one of the more difficult parts of the cache run, as you will often not have enough altitude to actually reach it. If you didn't have enough altitude, if you couldn't reach the top of the Sunspear Great Hall, there's an easy way to get up top, and that's by climbing the statue of Joko here in the front. Just get behind him, get on his head, perhaps on his staff, and just use a springer to get up. Or you can ignore this cache and just continue to run here. Now comes the Jackal portal bit, which is always very iffy. Alright, the Griffin part. For the Griffin part, we're going to mount a Griffin, who knew? We're going to activate the course, but we're not going to actually run it. Here you can see the cache, we open it and then we press reset, and after a quick loading screen we're back at the course. This way we don't have to run all the way back to this one that's just out of the way. Ignore the race now. Here I'd like to suggest to grab the volatile magic, as they will give you quickness, which helps with dispatching this spellbreak. Again, another portal. Just try to carefully jump up or you'll overshoot this hill. And use this hill to have plenty of altitude to fly a griffin to the next rock.
You can never have too much treasure.
With the upcoming portal, most people make a mistake of overshooting. Just try to carefully mount your jackal and jump up. It may take a few tries, but yeah, you really don't want to launch yourself over that cliff.
can never have too much treasure. That looks valuable.
And that is the entire Sunspear Cache run in all its glory. It took 15 minutes today, a bit longer. But yeah, that's with all the explaining. You see, you get quite some unidentified gear, and some caches, and Croctide. Who doesn't like it? Thanks for watching, and good luck!